Have you ever had that feeling, that little pang of guilt, because you realize you're not missing someone you're supposed to miss? It's this weird, confusing feeling, right? So many of us have been there, but we almost never talk about it. Well, today, we're going to dive into exactly why that happens. And here's a spoiler, it absolutely does not mean you don't care.
So picture this. You're away from someone you love. Maybe it's your partner, a good friend, your family, and you kind of check in with yourself and realize you're doing okay. You feel fine. And then bam, the guilt hits. That little voice in your head that goes, wait, shouldn't I be missing them more than this? If that sounds familiar, then you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, so first things first, let's just get this out in the open. What you're feeling is super common. It's just one of those things that stays hidden because we're all a bit afraid to admit it. It's so easy to spiral and think, what's wrong with me? But I promise you, that's not what's going on here at all.
And this is really the heart of the problem, isn't it? We have this script we're all supposed to follow. Society tells us that if you really love someone, you have to miss them like crazy when they're gone. But what happens when your own feelings don't match up with that story? Well, it creates this huge internal conflict, a ton of confusion, and a whole lot of self-doubt.
So here's the big idea, the perspective shift we need to make. This is not a character flaw. Let me say that again. It's not a sign that you're cold, or that you're detached, or that you don't know how to love. Nope. It's way more likely that it's just about how you're fundamentally wired. And that's exactly what we're going to get into.
Okay, so if it's about our wiring, where does that wiring even come from?
Well, the first big piece of this puzzle is something called your attachment style. Think of it like a blueprint for all your future relationships that gets drawn up when you're really young. Attachment theory sounds kinda academic, but the core idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about how our earliest caregivers responded to us. Did they make us feel safe and secure? That teaches us that connection is a reliable, good thing. Or were they maybe a bit distant or inconsistent? That teaches us a different lesson, that maybe the safest bet is to rely on ourselves for comfort and security. So look at how this plays out. If you have a secure attachment, yeah, you might feel that sting of missing someone, but it's okay because you had this deep down confidence that they'll be back. But now, look at the other side, an avoidant attachment. This often happens if a caregiver just wasn't very emotionally available. Your brain learns a totally different lesson. It learns that counting on other people can lead to being let down. So the best, safest thing you can do is learn to count on yourself. So get this, for someone with this style, separation can actually feel like a relief. It takes the pressure off. And it is not because they don't care. It's because their entire system is wired to believe that independence is the safest place to be. Okay, so attachment style is one big piece, and that's rooted in our past. But what about just who you are right now? The second major reason is your personality type. And this is especially true if you're an introvert, or just someone who really values their independence. Just take a look at this list for a second. Do any of these ring a bell for you? Being super self-reliant, being more introverted, valuing your own space, processing stuff in your own head instead of talking it all out. If this sounds like you, then you probably don't need constant contact with someone to feel connected and secure. For you, being alone isn't about being lonely, it's essential. It's how you get your energy back. I love this battery analogy because it's so perfect. If you're an introvert, social time, even with people you absolutely adore, drains your emotional battery. Being alone is how you plug it back into the wall. So when someone you love is away, your brain doesn't necessarily register it as a painful absence. Instead, it sees it as a golden opportunity to fully recharge. The thought process isn't, oh no, I wish they were here. It's more like, okay, I had the space I need to just be. So if we accept that this is about our wiring and our personality, then why are we trying to fix it? What if we just stopped? Let's try to completely reframe this. This isn't a bug in your system. It's not a flaw. It's a feature. And this is the big takeaway right here. What if not missing someone isn't a sign of a weak bond, but actually a sign of an unbelievably strong one? What if it's this quiet, unspoken confidence that your connection is so solid, so permanent, that a little thing like physical distance can't even touch it? I mean, just think about that for a second. That's a powerful idea. Seriously, think about it that way. Your love, your care for that person, it's a constant. It's a stable force. It's not a light switch that flicks on and off depending on whether they're in the room or not. It's just there. It's this quiet, steady foundation inside you. And that is actually a really profound and incredibly secure way of loving someone. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but what does it actually mean for your real-life relationships? Because this isn't just a fun psychological concept. Understanding this about yourself is a game changer. It's a tool you can use to build stronger and way more honest connections with the people you care about. So how do we do that? The most important thing is to actually bring this understanding into your life. And it really starts with validating it for yourself. Just accepting that your quiet, steady way of loving is just as real and just as valid as someone who's more expressive. Once you've got that down, you can start communicating it to the people you love. Help them understand that just because you're not texting them every 5 seconds doesn't mean you don't care. It's really all about appreciating the unique strength that you bring to the table, that calm, unwavering consistency.
And that's really the question I want to leave you with. Now that you have a better handle on your own wiring, how might that change the way you see your relationships? Maybe it gives you the freedom to finally let go of all that guilt, to stop trying to feel a certain way and just embrace the unique, stable, and deeply loving way that you connect with the world.